Since 1992, drivers and their teams have travelled from around the world to the island state of Tasmania. Here, they would take on 5 days of tarmac racing in the ultimate race of man and machine against every road and weather condition the state could throw at them. There's been race stars, movie stars and famous Australians. Thousands of drivers have tried, but only a special few have conquered. This time, in its 21st year, over 220 teams will tackle the longest and toughest in the race's history. So, who will conquer Targa Tasmania, the ultimate tarmac rally?
Look, it's the 21st running of Targa Tasmania, and whilst the modern's high profile, everyone knows about the classics, the real building areas of the event, early modern, showroom, four-wheel drive showroom and regularity are really where a lot of cars and competitors are going, particularly the younger competitors. And again, like every competition at Targa Tasmania, is the longest, hardest event ever, and they'll work very, very hard this week at Targa Tasmania.
For the first time in the event's history, it will include more than 600 kilometres of competitive racing. And in 2012, see the most significant changes to the course, with only 40% of the course remaining the same as 2011.
It makes it really hard for the classic guys because it's just so long now. The modern cars, and you talk your four-wheel drive, Mitsubishi Evos, your Subaru STIs, the real quite affordable cars to drive. And what I've noticed personally at the finish in the last 3 years in particular, the guys are finishing their event just looking at the medallion going, wow, that's not really that big a deal because I was always going to finish. So that's been the big driver behind the change.
I'm Crichton Lewis and I'm Navigator.
I'm Ben Newman, driving in the Neil Buckley Motors Subaru STI in four-wheel drive showroom class. Cars in four-wheel drive showroom, so under showroom rules it's got to be reasonably standard, all the appropriate safety gear and a little tweaks here and there to make it go a bit quicker. It's a 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine as per one you buy in our showroom.
It's great to have a Subaru in there running around against the Evos. I think they've had it all their own way for a long time now.
Yeah, we'll try and keep them honest. There's some professional drivers or near professional drivers in our category, so we're only amateurs, but we're nipping at the heels.
It's a 6-day event. We've never done one of these. I'd just like to think we could be consistent, quick and finish on Sunday.
Straight to 50. 6, right, 40.
A new stage in 2012 is the Lilydale warm-up in what is day 0 of this year's event. That's followed by the highlight being the official prologue stage at Georgetown, where the locals get up close to the Targa action.
I'm expecting great competition. We've got the boys in the Renault, we've got a Ford Focus out there, we've got the BMWs. This is probably one of the best categories to be racing in right now. So there's a lot of guys are challenging us for the win. So I'm excited. This is what rallying's all about.
We're just going to see if we can make sure we can get to the end this time, but the last couple of rounds we've done pretty well, but we're up for a platinum plate this year as well, so we're trying to get that right. But yeah, we're going to be chasing down Evans, that's for sure.
a beautiful Tasmanian day greets the teams as they head west from Launceston to lunch in Sheffield and return, with the Targa action now officially underway.
Day one of the puretasmania.com.au early modern sees the four-wheel drive cars, which have been I suppose the pick of those. Surprising really, because when early modern was modern, the Evos in particular struggled they never won the event. They were always thereabouts, but they could never keep up with the GDRs and Porsches, and there were other cars. Jim and those guys all won in everything but an Evo. In the reincarnation of the old modern, it's been all about the Evos, and Tony Warren and Tasha Denise in the Evo 7. Tony stepping out of four-wheel drive showroom because he just loved the excitement that early modern offered.
I just thought it was a bit more challenge in early modern. It's a bigger group of people there. We've got a few more things we can do to the car with that era.
And he leads, with Spader and Nicholson in the Evo 6 following close behind. No sign of any GDRs, which is a surprise for us at the moment. But it's early days and there's probably plenty of rain to come.
Was in store for day two as the teams head to a very wet east coast, ensuring plenty of action in the process.
The Mazda 3 MPS just handled the roads fantastically. It was incredibly rough, the stages, so it reminded me a lot of gravel rallying, and so we sort of stepped into that role and drove the car accordingly. We did a few big jumps and had an absolute ball, but the car just ate it up, and it just it did it so easy. It was easy to drive, and it's got a great little chassis on it.
The obvious favourites, Simon and Sue Evans, four-time Australian rally champions in a car that's been unbeatable in showroom in the Mazda 3 MPS. But this week, we've seen Renault sort of tiptoe into this event with Gavin James, who's got an incredible track record here with Porsches.
Well, hell of a learning experience. We've had a few moments, I've got to say. But the little car's fantastic, and I think with a bit of development, it'll be competitive. We had a good day yesterday, and today it's been a bit over the shop. But so far, so good.
Well, Tony Warren and Natasha Denise were always going to come into this event favourites. They showed incredible speed at Targa Rest Point. Tony coming out of four-wheel drive showroom back into early modern to probably get more competition in his mind. But they were really hitting it hard early. For us, we were probably thinking, well, they are pushing very hard, and unfortunately they came unstuck during day two and put them out of the event. So day three, again, this is where the extra length's been added in. It was traditionally a loop out of Launceston to Devonport, back to Launceston. Now all of a sudden day three was in essence the old day four. The event picked up pace in essence a day earlier than it ever has in the history. It's always been the two hard days. At the end now all of a sudden it was three hard days.
Yeah, we had a good start. Like Mole Creek was a pretty easy stage. Then we sort of had a good dip on Sathana. It was like sort of wet, dry. So we sort of took a few risks where we needed to and sort of got a good time. So I think we pulled 15 or so on Dean, which is good. So
Jamie Vandenberg, local, has been with the factory Mazda team in and out of the events, run his Evo 9. I think he's had a fifth outright. Decided to basically detune that car, get himself back into a four-wheel drive showroom. They got past Dean Evans, and you got a feel for Dean Evans. He's been the most consistent performer in this championship.
You can get the best car out there, but unless you drive it really, really well, you're going to be nowhere. So that's probably what I've learned over the last couple of years. This is my 5th year of doing Targa Tasmania, and you just learn that the driver and the pace notes and all those components make up more than just outright car speed.
Day 3's Castra stage caught a lot of people unaware, especially Targa regular Kim Illman, always entertaining local crowds.
I wish I wasn't here to entertain you. There's a left-hander and everyone was mucking it up. We realised that after we got to it, and we just came in too hot. There's gravel everywhere, we couldn't turn.
Fast crest.
I got it here. And ran the right-hand corner into a bank. Maybe I didn't have it, Tony.
Are you right?
Jeff and Nerida Beeble have been with the event for a long time, had various GTRs, had some monster cars when they were allowed back in the late 90s, and all of a sudden they found themselves in front.
So at the end of Day 3, Targa veteran Jeff Beeble leads the Pure Tasmania Early Modern competition over Tim Hendy and Ben Mannion in 3rd. Simon Evans' Mazda 3 MPS leads the Country Club Tasmania Showroom competition from Gavin James Renault by over 3 minutes, with Adam Spence in 3rd. And in the TMR Performance 4-wheel drive showroom competition, Jamie Vandenberg leads championship leader Dean Evans by 1 minute 22 seconds, with Scott Miller in 3rd.
Day 4 this time around, out of Strawn up to Alderstone rather than out of Launceston up to Alderstone. So again, a lot of long stages in the event. Mount Roland, Guns Plains, Rana, all great names from the event. For the competitors, they tend to like it either wet or dry. On this day, they got it all. So showroom, again, it's a key competition for us, particularly with the manufacturers. It's an opportunity for them to showcase their cars. Mazda have, dominated the competition. Not only have they got a great car in the Mazda 3 MPS, but they've also had some incredible drivers in that car. Brendan Maries previously drove that car. Now you've got Simon Sue Evans, 4 times Australian Rally champions in that car. They're a very, very tough competition. Renault are sort of looking, they've got a fantastic road car as well in the RS250, probably every match for the MPS. Unfortunately, Day 4 saw the demise of the Renault, which was no doubt a tragedy for Gavin and Tim, but also for the showroom competition.
Heading down the mountain again, Gavin James in the Renault Megane had spun and was off the road, blocking half the road, and we came around at probably a little bit too quick, given where he was, and we got through by about a fleck of paint, I reckon.
For Renault, first-time effort. It was an incredible effort for them with very little knowledge or background in Targa racing. It's it's a unique beast, and they had done an amazing job with the car all week. And unfortunately, Day 4 just brought them unstuck and saw them out of the event.
Same old story with Tasmania. It's the roads that you have to give a lot of respect to, because if you push too hard, they're going to bite you straight away. So
it has been challenging in some parts, because some parts of the road are dry, then you've got really wet. But no, we're happy. We're just driving to the conditions. Yeah.
Oh, we had a bit of a battle yesterday. We had to change the wiper blades and top up the washer bottle, but other than that, nothing else.
The last stage, Sheffield, we had a crack on. I think we took 20 out of Dean over there. so that's about a minute 45 I think now.
It's been interesting today. We've kind of maintained the gap, I suppose, today. We got back a second on the first stage. We equalled on Mount Roland and he went and smashed us on Sheffield. So we got back 12 seconds on him last night at Rinadina, so we're pretty happy with that. So we've probably finalised or confirmed that we need a dry stage that I actually know to be able to pull back time on Vandenberg.
Targa Tasmania has many husband and wife teams, but only one team would be on their honeymoon in the 2012 event.
He's my partner in the car and in other ways as well. We're actually on our honeymoon because we just got married. We met through Targa as well a few years ago. I mean, we're in an all-wheel drive, so the weather is great for us and having a lot of fun. It's just when I slide a little too much, he tells me off. Samantha. I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. But no, it's brilliant. Brilliant event. Loving the reverse stages.
The Rosebery stage would see the end for Stephen Grainer's Mazda MX-5, with it going off on the same bend and onto the remains of John Pulley's Subaru, which went off and caught fire in the exact same spot last year.
Came around the corner, slid, and before we knew it, we found ourselves down the ditch. Yeah, rolled straight on top of one of last year's rollovers. Both of us are okay. We must have just pushed it a bit too hard.
So with just 1 day remaining in Targa Tasmania 2012, we see Jeff Beeble's GTR lead the Pure Tasmania Early Modern competition, with Tim Hendy in another GTR in second.
I've actually slowed down before and it cost me second place outright once because I tried to conserve the car. But it's much easier to drive faster when just to actually drive slow. It's quite uncomfortable driving slow.
Championship leader Simon Evans leads the Country Club Tasmania showroom competition by a massive 19 minutes after the demise of Gavin James' Renault on Mount Roland, with Adam Spence in second. And in the TMR Performance four-wheel drive showroom competition, local Jamie Vandenberg leads over Dean Evans in second and Scott Miller in third.
Caught a few cars, and certainly with Blue Datsun and down the straight, and I was too scared to overtake him going down over the hump, so I kind of hung back a bit, and then we got to the right drop corner, and somewhere along the line we're side by side like a race, so he disappeared and we kept going luckily, so, but I think he got through him. So.
Day 5 was always going to be into overtime. You know, it was another 100 competitive kilometres plus just to add into the event, just to make it, you know, the longest Targa Tasmania ever. Opened up on day 5, Jamie and Eddie having their own dramas along the way.
Stage 1, about 5k in, the boost hose blew off. So not very powerful to drive with no boost. So we just sort of cruise through, try to get our road speed up, but no power, slippery corner, so we had a spin there as well. So I think we dropped a minute and a half on Dean.
Leaving the door open for Dean, but again, you know, these guys have got very good at fixing their cars out on the road. They're well supported. The service crews are the unsung heroes of this event these days, particularly with this version of Targa Tasmania being so long that if you didn't have good guys out in the field, you know, it could be over for you in an instant. Jamie's always got great support, and they were able to fix that car and get home to victory.
I like the one that's very long, the Aerosmith, which is very fast. And unfortunately, it was okay. The road is very friendly. The weather is also very friendly. A lot of friends from our team suggest me to be careful because it's slippery.
Very, very hard 5-6 days. Probably even harder than some of the 6-day ones we did back in 2000. But it's been 20 years we've been coming here, and it never gets any easier. It just gets longer and harder. Yeah, the competition's always tough. I mean, you know, if you think you can come here and win it, you're crazy. You've just got to turn up and just, it's an endurance event. And until you get to the finish line, that's it.
With early modern, fantastic win for Jeff and Nerida Beeble, been with the event for a long time. The GDR finally broke through for a win in early modern. It's taken a little while. Competition totally dominated by Mitsubishi. But to get there was fantastic to see. They had clutch problems late on Saturday. They literally put in their paperwork to withdraw from the event Saturday night, went and had some dinner, found somebody who actually had the part that they wanted in Launceston, sent somebody to get that part. It ended up in Ulverston, then all of a sudden back down in Strawn. They only had 2.5 hours to get that car back together to get their exit time out of Strawn and be on course.
Well, I know it's a 4 or 5 hour job to put the gearbox in a GDR, but 2.5 hours later, it was in and out twice, and we got it going. It was just an amazing Tasmanian effort. They stagger me what they can do here.
And somehow they did it, and then drove all the way to Hobart, dominating the field, and found themselves on the top step of the podium at Rest Point. Incredible effort from Jeff and Nerida Beeble to crack their first win in early modern as well was just amazing. What a way to do it.
So as Mark said, Jeff Beeble takes out the Pure Tasmania Early Modern competition for the 2012 event. In the Country Club Tasmania showroom competition, Simon and Sue Evans make a clean sweep for the series, with Jamie Vandenberg winning the TMR Performance 4-wheel drive showroom competition by 46 seconds over Dean Evans' Evo 10.
So the championship in early modern saw Samantha Stevens 2 in a row. Again, consistency, didn't crack a win in the championship, but was always there. Highlighted by a third place in the final round of Targa Tasmania to seal the championship. Fantastic effort by her. In showroom, we had our second clean sweep of the championship, like modern. Simon and Sue Evans in the Mazda 3 MPS just clean sweep the championship, led from start to finish every round. They had a ball, gravel being their home, but I think, you know, they're swinging towards the tarmac. They're really enjoying their time. Simon says quite often, I love keeping the suit clean, so, you know, it was a great effort by them. It was great to see them compete in every round, and, you know, Mazda supporting them all the way, and they just totally dominated showroom all the way through the championship.
Yeah, we've had some great competition along the way, and you know, great team with the Mazda boys. You know, I think it's about surrounding yourself with the right people, and then you can get the right results.
Four-wheel drive showroom, again, dominated by Mitsubishi. Dean Evans was there all the way through, made the podium every time. Didn't win a round, quite ironically. There were 3 different winners in this championship, but Dean was second every single time.
2 + 2 + 2 this time equals first, so I'm pretty happy with that. We've pushed pretty hard all day. We won a couple of stages, not only in showroom but outright. So stoked with that.
But Dean came through in the end for the championship win. Scotty Miller and Christine, rock stars we call them. Again, very consistent, always in the top 5. Make sure they finish, so a well-deserved second place. And Ben Newman and Crichton Lewis got Subaru on the podium for the first time. They were nowhere to be seen last year. Subaru with a fantastic car. They, again, very steady, improving every event, getting faster every event.
Just to finish is a huge achievement, so, you know, we gave the car hell during the week and gave Crichton hell and myself hell, so yeah, we're wrapped to get the end.